Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanyamanovistam Sthatam Yena Kale Swayam Rupa Padamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapatakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. I welcome all the devotees for today's session. So in yesterday's class, we were discussing about Swasmai Swayam Prakasha. Swasmai, for his own sake, Swayam Prakasha. So Jivātmā eliminates himself. Okay. Even lamp is also Swayam Prakasha. What is the difference between the lamp and the Jivātmā? The lamp is Swayam Prakasha. That means it illuminates by itself. Jivātmā also illuminates by itself. But the difference is, lamp is illuminating itself for others' sake. There is some another seer is there. The next person is seeing. And to him, the lamp is illuminating itself. But in the case of Jivātmā, who is a seer, that Jivātmā itself is seer. And who is illuminating? It itself is illuminating. How can you say this? This we are seeing in that sloka yesterday. Vilakshana. You remember, while we are discussing Jivātmā is neither body, or the mind, or intelligence, or the buddhi, and so on and so on. So at that time we use this sloka. Vilakshana Stula Sukshma Dehat. That means Atman is different from the Stula Sukshma Deha. And Atma is what? Ikshita. Atma is what? Swadrup. So Ikshita means Tasya Drashta Prakashascha. Jivātmā is what? Drashta means seer. And Prakashakascha. And also he illuminates all those tasya tasya means Stula Deha and Sukshma Deha. What is said here? This Jivātmā is seeing, is a seer of all those. Those means what? Stula and Sukshma Deha. And also Prakasha Kascha. That means subtle and gross bodies cannot illuminate by themselves. So those are all illuminated by Atma. Atma. So, like lamp illuminates what? Lamp illuminates the pen, pencil, and so on. So all are illuminated by lamp. But pen and pencil, can they illuminate by themselves? No. Similarly, here Atma is illuminating the gross and subtle bodies. They are not Chaitanya Padartha. So there is no Chaitanyam in that, in subtle and gross bodies. But this Atma is illuminating. And Atma also seeing them. And what is said, Swayantu Swadrupka. And it is also said it is a Swaprakasha. It is illuminating itself. So then who is, it is Atma is illuminating itself, that means Atma is showing himself. To whom? To him only. Swasmai. That means to him only. So Atma is knowing. Atma is knowing. Knower is Atma. Illuminator is Atma. This is the point. That means what you are understanding is this is Atma. This is subtle body. This is gross body. This is X person. This is lamp. And this is some pen. Lamp illuminates pen. Then who is seeing pen? Person sees pen. Lamp illuminates itself. Who is seeing? Person. Person sees lamp. Here, if you come here, the subtle body and gross body are like pen. Both are inert. Both are inert material. So that means subtle body and gross body cannot illuminate themselves. Like how the pen cannot illuminate itself. Similarly, subtle body and gross body cannot illuminate themselves. Then that means Chaitanyam, Chetanatvam is not there, is not the intrinsic quality of the subtle body or the gross body. Like the lamp's light is falling on this pen, then pen is illuminated. Similarly, Chaitanyam is coming out from this Atman. Chetanatvam is coming. And these both are illuminated. So that's why soul illuminates subtle body and gross body. Like lamp illuminates pen. Similar soul illuminates the subtle body and gross body. Okay, it is illuminated, but who knows? Who is knowing that subtle body and gross body? Soul is the knower. Soul knows subtle body and gross body. Yes. So that's why it is said as soul knows the subtle body and or soul sees subtle body and gross body. So it is said by the word what? Ikshita. Jivātmā is what? Soul is Ikshita. In the sloka, what is there? Ikshita word is there. What is the meaning of Ikshita? Soul is a seer of subtle and gross bodies. And not only seer, he is Prakashakaha, he is the illuminator of subtle and gross bodies. And what one more word is said, that soul illuminates himself also. Soul illuminate himself. And soul sees himself. So this is said by the word Swadruk. Swadruk word is saying this. If you see in the sloka, these two are there. Swadruk, Swaprakashaka. Swaprakasha means he sees himself, he illuminates himself. These two, Ikshita, Swadruk. Here in this, third person is seeing and lamp is illuminating. But here, Atma is illuminating and Atma also seeing. So that's why what we say, Swasmai Swadruk. Soul is what? Soul is Swasmai Swayam Prakashah. Swayam Prakashah. Swasvai Swayam Prakasha, because of this. Because he is only seeing. That's why here Swasmai is used. That means many times we have conception that soul is seeing means it should be having the eyes. Soul is knowing. This is this and this. So don't keep eyes in this. In the soul, you try to keep the eyes. No need of those eyes. You hear the gross body eyes are there, and people think that in Atma also there are some eyes. No eyes in this. Soul is seeing means soul is knowing the subtle and gross bodies. So you need to keep inherent eyes for the Atma. That's not that. Here, try to understand. This soul is illuminating the subtle and gross bodies. Chetana is going or pervading, entering into all these. Chetana is entering. And what is the difference between the two types of seer you can find? Soul's Chetana is entering into subtle and gross bodies. That means subtle and gross bodies are illuminated. And this soul is seeing the body, subtle and gross bodies, mind and intelligence, everything it is seeing. If this Jivātmā is covered by the avidya, then that seeing will be the faulty seeing. What it will think? This subtle and gross body is nothing but myself. This subtle and gross body are nothing but myself. Like that it will think. That is the point you should understand. Like you are seeing the snake, a rope, and seeing it as a snake. But seeing action is happening. Similarly, Atma is seeing subtle and gross bodies, because if it is covered with the avidya, then what will happen? Then it will see such a way wrongly. It is seeing the subtle and gross bodies are nothing but self. It is seeing itself also. And it is seeing himself as subtle and gross bodies. But when this Jivātmā is covered with the Vidya, so then what will happen? When Vidya is there, so then in that case, so when it is in the Vidya, what will happen? Then this soul is not influenced by the Rajas and Tamas. So then at that time it will see subtle and gross bodies are different from himself. He is seeing himself as soul. He is seeing subtle and gross bodies are different. When he is seeing himself as soul, does it dependent on these eyes which are there in this subtle and gross bodies? Does it dependent on the mind which is there in the subtle body? Does it dependent on the intelligence which is there in this? That we are going to discuss now. It is not dependent. It is not dependent. It is what? It is knower or seer without depending on this. Without depending on this. So when Atma knows himself, or when Atma sees himself, and when Atma enjoys himself, does it need the senses which are there in the gross and subtle bodies? Not. Okay. So that's why there are no different inherent limbs in this Jivātmā. No. The Chetana Padartha itself is having the ability of knowing himself. So, and experiencing himself. That can happen. What is said? Try to see. Try to understand. Jivātmā is entirely different from them, from the Prakriti. But when you are surrounded, that means when you are seeing in this conditioned state, lot of things are with you. Your eyes are there, your mind is there, and your sense objects are there. So many things are there. From all of these, how to separate the Jivātmā? Now everything is looking as one. Out of ignorance, we think that some ignorant people, who is you? Who are you? If we ask, we will say that I am mind. Whatever I am thinking, this is mine. These are all thoughts are me, myself. Some people think that this body is himself. So like this, they are not able to separate the soul from the present current existence. Now Shastra is separating the soul, and it is also showing what is the Rachana done by the Maya. So that is being clearly explained to you by the sloka of Mamanga Maya Gunamayane Kadha Vikalpa Buddhischa Gunair Vidhatte Vaikarikis-trividodhyatma mekam athadibhutamadidaива manyat Drugrupamarkam vapuratra randre parasparam siddhyati yasvatah ke Atma yedesham aparo ya adyaha swayānubhūtya kila siddha siddhi. What is the meaning of this? Krishna is saying to Uddhava in the 11th canto, Uddhava Gita. Because being a devotee, you should understand. Clearly, you should understand what is the Maya, what is Jivātmā, who is Paramatma, and who is Bhagavan. This clarity is needed to establish this sambandha with the Bhagavan. To establish sambandha with Bhagavan, so what we need? To establish, we need the clear understanding of who am I. And here in this sloka we are seeing what is Jivātmā and what is Maya. And what now there are so many actions are happening. You are eating, sleeping, drinking, and we are all just playing or acting, and so many things are happening. In this, what is the role of the Jivātmā? What is the role of the senses? What is the role of the Devatas? And what is the role of that object? That has to be clearly understood. Lord is saying here, Mama Maya, that means, O Anga means, O my dear Uddhava, Mama Maya, my Maya, Gunamayi, that means is comprised of gunas. Maya is comprised of gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, and it is anekadha. So, vikalpa buddhischa anekada gunaihi vidatte. It creates vikalpas. It creates so many differences. What is the statement is saying? The statement is saying first line is saying, my Maya creates, vidatte means creates. What it creates? Many differences. Anekada means many different differences. And also vikalpa buddhi. Also it is creating the different knowledge about those differences. It creates many differences and also knowledge or intelligence about them. Knowledge about them. So what are those differences? Next question is, what are those differences? So then answer is Vaikarikaha means differences. Trividaha. It is broadly three categories. What is that first one? Adhyatmam. Oh. Where is eraser? Eraser is not. Adhyatmam. And second one is what? Adhibhutam. Adhibhutam. And third one is Adhidaivam. So like this, Maya is creating so many differences. Those differences are broadly categorized into three. Adhyatmam, Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam. Example, for Adhyatmam, Adhibhutam and Adhidaivam, example is given. Druk, Rupam, Arkam. Example is given in the next sloka. Druk means capacity of seeing. Druk. Capacity of this seeing. What is that? That is nothing but the sense eye. The sense eye. And what is the Adhibhutam? Adhibhutam is Rupam, form. Rupam means form. That means, so different forms are there, no? Forms of the objects. Form is the object actually. Adhibhutam. Red color, black color, white color, or rectangular shape, cylindrical shape, all different shapes and different colors, all comes as the form. That is the Adhibhutam. What is Adhidaivam? Adhidaivam is what? Arkam Vapuhu. The portion of the sun. Portion of sun. Sun's portion. which enters into what? Where? Atra randre. That means it is entering into your eyeball. Eyeball is there. Into that eyeball, it is entering. What it means? It means your eye. Our eye ball is there. Eyeball is this is eyeball, and there is a socket. This is socket. In that eyeball is there, and this is a black one, and in that one small spot is there. So Taragravarti. Here in this, here there is a small invisible particle is there. There is a small invisible particle. Not is seen. If you keep the mirror and if you want to see that, you cannot see. That is the eye sense. The sense are gone. The sense eye. There are 5 senses are there. So one among that is eye. Eye is Taragravarti, which is there on the tip of that eye, which is almost all, which is invisible actually, not almost all, it's invisible. And what do you see this ball? This is eyeball. That is not the eye. That is eyeball. That's white and in that black is a ball actually. On that ball, there is very small invisible particle is there. That is eye. That is known as, this eye is Adhyatmam. And in the sky, there is sun. And the sun's portion is entering here. Sun's portion is entering into this sun's portion. We are seeing a color. A portion of the sun enters into this socket, eyeball. So then that is known as what? Adhidaivam. And using this eye, we are seeing the one flower, a rose flower, a lotus flower. This is a lotus flower. This lotus flower, color and shape is what? Is the blue lotus. Is what? Is the form which is seen by the eye. Is nothing but is Adhibhutam. This is Adhibhutam. Adhyatmam, Adhidaivam, Adhibhutam. What is said about them? Parasparam Siddhayati. What is said about them? Parasparam Siddhyati Yaha. So these 3 are Parasparam Siddhyati. They all dependent on one another. sense I is called as sense I when there is form is there, and also when there is the portion of sun is helping this sense I, then only it will become I sense. I sense. If there are no form at all in this whole universe, nothing, no forms are there. So can you say this I as a seer, or as the, that means Adhyatma, that means, can it be established as I, which is seeing? Can we establish like that? We cannot. The object Adhibhutam is established as object of the seeing when there is I is there, and also when there is portion of the sun is there. When Adhyatma and Adhidayam is there, then only this Adhibhutam is established. Like your teacher is there and students are there. If students are not there at all, can he be established as a teacher? No, no. He is known as teacher when there are students are existing. And these are all called as students when there is a teacher. If teacher concept, student concept itself is not there, is there any meaning for the teacher? Teaching, teacher word, teacher can be established. Can he be established? No. Similarly, what is I? The one which sees. If the object which has to be seen, if that is not there at all, can you establish the object which is seeing? That is I. You cannot. Similarly, this is helping portion of the sun is Uchinativanti Adidhaivam. If the I sense and also the object of the seeing, both are not there, can it be established? No. No point of Adi, that means portion of sun. So, Parasparam Siddhyate. These three are established mutually. If one is not there, then other two are the meaningless. Okay. That means Maya, whatever is creating what? Maya is creating the differences. What are those differences? Adhyatmam, Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam. That means whatever you are having is created by the Maya, can be broadly categorized into three: Adhyatmam, Adhibhutam, and Adhidaivam. Okay. This is the Maya's creation. Anything else is there? Apart from this, nothing. So here, like how the sun is Yaha Swataha Khe Siddhyati. What is said in that? Parasparam Siddhyati Yaha Swataha Khe. Swataha Siddhyati. These three are established mutually, and but the sun who is there in the sky, he is established by himself. What it means? Of course, sun is also object. Please hear carefully. Huh? Of course, sun is also object of the eye. But still, we say here, sun is established by himself. Why we are saying? The reason is said here. एवं यथा मंडलात्म अर्कः स्वतः सिद्ध्यति तथापि इत्याह यद् यतः पूर्वोक्त दृष्टान्त हेतोः आत्मा एषा अध्यात्मादीनां यः परः आद्यः तेषाम् आश्रयः। चक्षुः विषयत्येपि स्वविरोधिनः प्रत्योग्यपेक्षाभावमात्रेण स्वतः सिद्ध्यति। So we are saying sun is established by himself. In what sense it is said? So there is a difference between the remaining other objects with respect to of the seeing. Remaining objects in this universe. So many objects are there. Rivers, plants, trees, forest, this, that, so many objects are there. They are all adibhutam. They are all adibhutam. For whom? For the adhyatmam. For I adhyatmam, these are all adibhutam. Similarly, for other senses also can become adhyatmam, and the objects of those senses are all known as adibhutam. So that's why this whole world is creation of what? Is comprised of what? Adhyatmam, adibhutam, and adidaivam. Okay, that keep that point side. Here we are saying the sun as at how swatah siddhyati, that means he is established by himself. So what is the reason behind this? Because to see the sun, we don't need any one more sun. Do you need any one more sun to see the sun? No. But if you want to see any object in this universe, you need the sun. For the adhyatmam I, and all objects are adibhutam, but there is some speciality is there in the case of the sun. What is that? So these all adibhutam with respect to the seeing are established as adibhutam with respect to I and the portion of the sun. But if you see in the case of the sun, he doesn't need any other sun. In that way, this sun is what? Swatah siddhyati. That means he is established by himself. We can say like that. Okay, this is just an example. Here, sun is not depending on another sun to become as adibhutam. Of course, he is the object for the eye. He is also adibhutam. You may say. But also, in that way, sun is dependent on the eyes to be established as adibhutam. But here, in one sense, this sun is different than other objects of the eye, because all other objects are established by the as adibhutam of the eye, so with the help of sun. But sun is himself, that means he is not depending on the another sun. So in that way, he is different with respect to of the seeing. Okay, so that's why he is swatah siddha. In that way, we are saying, try to understand this point carefully. If you don't understand, here once again recording, please. So here, how the sun is self, that means established. In the same way, in the sloka is said, what is said? एवं यथा मंडलात्म अर्कः स्वतः सिद्ध्यति तथा अपि इत्याह यतः पूर्वोक्त दृष्टान्त हेतोः आत्मा येषाम् अध्यात्मादीनां यः परः आद्यः तेषाम् आश्रयः. So in the next line, what is said? Atma is Yad esham aparaha. Aparaha and adyaha. These two words are important. Maya is creating adidaivam, adibhutam and adhyatmam. And there is so one element which is completely different from these three. Esham aparaha means, Esha means what? The varieties whatever created by the Maya. From all of them, there is one special one is there. That is what? Aparaha means is very much different from them. What is that? Which is not created by the Maya. That is Atma. That is Atma. Esham aparaha. And also Adyaha. And also it is a shelter for all these three. It is shelter for all these three. This Adhyatmam, Adibhutam, Adidhaivam, all are sheltered in what? In Atma. In Atma. Why? Because Atma is not there. This Adhyatmam, Adibhutam and Adidhaivam cannot function. No. Is there any? That means without soul, the object to be seen is there, eye is also there, and the portion of the eye is also there. Are they going to function? Are they going to be established? If they are not functioning, can they be established as Adibhutam, Adidhaivam, and Adhyatma? No. So that's why Atma, in that sense, we are saying Atma as shelter for these three. Atma is shelter for these three, in that sense. And it is very much different from these three. It is very much different from these three. And apart from this, what? Like how the sun is Swayam Siddha, that means to become Adibhutam, sun is not depending on the another sun. So in that way, you are saying the sun is one self-established in that sense. So, but using this example, sun, we are also establishing so Atma, which is very much different from these three and self-established, which cannot be established by these three. That means eyes are established as Adhyatmam because of Adibhutam and Adhyatmam. Adidaivam. And Adidaivam is established because of Adibhutam and Adhyatmam. And Adibhutam is established as Adibhutam because of Adhyatmam and Adidaivam. But sun is different from this example. In the case of example, sun is different from these three. So with respect to of seeing. In the same way, here, Atma is also different from, Atma is different from the Adhyatmam, Adidhaivam and Adibhutam. Adhyatmam, Adidhaivam and Adibhutam. And it doesn't need any other one. It doesn't need any other one. Swayanubhutya. Kintu Swayanubhutya iti chidrupat visheshaha. This is established by whom? This Atma is established by himself. That means this Atma is experiencing this Atma. And with that Anubhava, this Atma is established. But Atma cannot be established with respect to of any other things. No. Atma is established by itself. Because, so that's why from this what you are understanding? The whole thing, whatever you are seeing, that is comprised of Adibhutam, Adhyatma and Adidhaivam, which are nothing but the differences created by the Maya. Various differences created by the Maya. And Jivātmā And all these creations of the Maya, varieties created by the Maya, all are established as Adibhutam, Adidaivam, and Adhyatmam with the shelter of the Atma. And this Atma doesn't need any other elements like Adibhutam, Adhyatmam, or Adidaivam. How Atma can be established as Atma? By its own Anubhava. So that's why. So you should not consider as Atma means mind. You should not consider as Atma means senses. You should not consider as Atma means, these are all what? Illusion. Because of illusion, this consciousness of Atma is spreading everywhere. Is spreading everywhere, and it is illuminating everything. And because of the influence of the avidya only, this falsely we are thinking that we are this body or this and that. But this Atma to be established, does it need the mind and senses and also so and so which are created by the Maya? No. The main point what you have to understand here, Swanubhutya. Swayanubhutya. Swaya Anubhutya. Swayanubhutya iti chidrupa vishesha. Here what? This Atma is experienced by himself. To experience yourself as Atman, to know yourself as Atma, do you need the mind? Do you need the intelligence created by the Maya? You don't need. Okay. But in general, your experience is what? To experience this mobile, you need what? Adi Atma, Adhyatma. That means your senses, eyes are needed. And also Adi Daivam, the portion of the sun, that is also needed. Then this object, this mobile is established or is experienced. But so what is your day-to-day experience? To experience all the objects in this creation, you are requiring Adhyatma, that means senses, and Adi Daivam. And falsely you may conclude that, falsely you may conclude that to experience Atma also, you need all this. Or otherwise, at least if they are not needed, inherent. So my inherent eyes, inherent Adhyatma, you may think it is needed, but it is not. Atma is not needing any mind intelligence or anything, any mind, any senses, any Adidaivam or any Adhyatmam is not needed. Atma can experience itself. Who is saying? In this sloka he said, Swayanubhutya. So it is, and Nakevalam Yetavadapi. So it is experiencing, not only it is experiencing itself. And that's why it is, you are able to experience or you are able to know Atma by Atma only. And also you are able to know all these things. That is also because of Atma. Because Atma's Chetana, when it enters into the Adhyatmam, Adidaivam and Adibhutam, then only, no. Atma's Chetana, when it enters into the Adhyatmam, then only you can see the Adibhutam. You can experience Adibhutam. And then only Adidaivam also is established with that action. So that's why Adidaivam, Adibhutam and Adhyatmam are dependent on whom? Are dependent on the soul. And to know the soul, do you need all this? You don't need this. It is independently known by itself. So that is, so establishing what? Atma is is very much different from the differences which are created by the Maya. Atma is independent. It doesn't need the others. Okay. From there, from here only, that means this is Ikshita, this is Swadruk, Ikshita and Swadruk. Ikshita and Swadruk. This soul sees, illuminates subtle and gross bodies. Soul sees subtle and gross bodies. Soul illuminates himself. Soul sees himself. So Swasmai Swaprakashatvam. Swasmai Swaprakash. So that means it can know himself. It is having the Shakti, Jnana Shakti. It is having Jnana Shakti. That's why it is able to know itself. This is Jnana Shakti. Also, it is having many other energies also that we discussed in the previous class. Please revise. Next. Yasmat Swarupa Bhutayaiva Shaktya Tatha Prakashate Tasmad Eka Rupa Swarupa Bhaktvam Api Deepavadeva. Atma is knowing himself by its Jnana Shakti. This Jnana Shakti is what? Is the Swarupa Shakti of the that Jivātmā. What I am saying? This Atma is knowing himself. That means it is having the Jnana Shakti. This Jnana Shakti is given by Maya. Is it belong to this other than this Jivātmā? No. This Jnana Shakti is what? Is the Swarupa Shakti of the Jivātmā. That is a Swarupa Shakti of Jivātmā. Also, Jivātmā is having many other Shaktis. That is already said. Swarupa Bhutayaiva Shaktya Tatha Prakashate. Atma is able to illuminate the subtle and gross bodies, and Atma is able to illuminate himself, and Atma is able to see the subtle and gross bodies, and Atma is able to know himself. And that capacity from where it is coming, getting actually, it is nothing but its Swarupa Shakti only. It's his own Shakti. Where this Atma is part and parcel of the Paramatma. I am not. But you can't say now Jivātmā is getting the Shakti from the Paramatma. So that's why Jivātmā is different and this Shakti is different. It's not like that. Here Jivātmā is nothing but the Shakti of the Paramatma only. That's why the essential form of Jivātmā is nothing but what? Is a Paramatma. Essential Swarupa of the Jivātmā is nothing but Paramatma. Like if you say, if you are belong to some area, that means you are belong to the some jati, Kshatriya jati, okay. So, and in that, you are one of the king. So you are king, one of king. Okay, otherwise you can take like this. I am giving my own example. I am belong to the Andhra. I am belong to Andhra. And I am also individual, Venu Gopal Das. Or something. Some name, Venkat. Venu Gopal Das is a later way. Anyway, it is beyond the place. My name is Venkat. This Venkat is my individual Sarupa. That means for this body. And what is the essential Sarupa of this Venkat? Is the Andhravala. Is Andhravala. Yes. How you identify? Finally. So as belong to that state. Na? Similarly, Jivātmā is having its own Sarupa, where it is part and parcel of the Paramatma. So that's why, what is the essential Sarupa of the Jivātmā? Ultimate Sarupa of the Jivātmā is nothing but the essential Sarupa of the Jivātmā is Paramatma. Because it's a part and parcel of that Paramatma. So that's why, being part and parcel of the Paramatma, so Jivātmā is possessing this Sarupa Sakti. So this Jnana Sakti is nothing but its own Sarupa Sakti, that is. Its own Sarupa Sakti. And with that, it is able to know himself and is able to know others also. When it is covered with the avidya, then it will know wrongly. It will be mistakenly, it will know. Mistakes, it does mistake. It sees the body and think that he himself. And also it illuminates himself and also it illuminates other objects. Okay? Here important point is coming now. So he's having that Swarupa Sakti. Tasmad Eka Rupa Swarupa Bhaktvam. Eka Rupa Swarupa Bhaktvam. Like Deepavat, Deepavadeva. Atma is knowing other objects, is knowing himself. So, does it need any eyes and so on so? No. Eka Rupa, that means it is having the uniform form. Eka Rupa means uniform form. It is having the uniform Swarupa. In that, but Lord is having what kind of Swarupa? Lord is having the hands, legs, eyes, ears, this, that. By his Swarupa Sakti, he got the beautiful hands, legs form. And Jivātmā is got the Eka Rupa. Eka means uniform. Uniform Swarupa. Jivātmā is having what kind of Swarupa? Eka Rupa Swarupa Bhaktvam. Please understand this. It's very important. All the time we do mistakes in our philosophy when we teach. So many misconceptions we are spreading every day because of our carelessness and negligence of not studying the Shastra properly, which is creating a lot of havoc, which is creating the stumbling blocks for the spiritual path, which is creating the big problem for the understanding. Yes. That means in this, if you understand wrongly, then what kind of bhava you will develop actually? You don't know yourself. Who are you? So, Eka Rupa Swarupa Bhak. This is the next item we are going to discuss. Jivātmā is having the Jnana Shakti. And that Jnana Shakti is his Swarupa Shakti only. That means that Shakti is giving the Swarupa. We are not saying Jivātmā is formless, no. Like Brahman. We are not saying like that. But it is having the uniform form. If you say formless, so Nirvishesha, Nirguna, Nirvishesh, they say Nirvishesha and Nirguna, Nirakara. There is no Akara. But we are saying uniform form. Ekarupa Swarupa Bhak. Ekarupa. Its Swarupa is one Rupa. Like, but Lord Swarupa is having the variegations. Eyes are there, that of course is Chinmayam only, Chidganaha only, but the Chidganaha is in a beautiful form. Eyes, nose, legs, this, that. That Swarupa Shakti. Lord possess Swarupa Shakti. Lord possess Swarupa Shakti. And this Swarupa Shakti is giving what? A beautiful, it's easy to Ekarupa. Like, what is the example for Ekarupa? Lamp. Lamp. This lamp is light of the lamp. Is Ekarupa. Uniform form. That means it's a light. And that light is having any variegations in that, any different shapes in that? In that? No, it's a uniform form. Everything is light. Similarly, Lord Swarupa Shakti is Chitganaha, like the Anandagana is a condensed bliss. Is having the, so that bliss potency is having the beautiful eyes, ears, nose, and body, everything. That is being described in the Shastra many times. In many stutis and many places, we see the description of the Lord. Yes? We hear the description of the Lord, the Swarupa of the Lord. But do you hear? But what about the Jivātmā? Jivātmā is also having the Swarupa Shakti. It's not like the Brahman, Advaitin's Brahman concept is entirely different. They don't accept any energy, and they don't accept the uniform form also, they don't accept. They say formless. But we are saying Jivātmā is uniform form. Uniform Swarupa it is having. Uniform Swarupa. Eka Rupa means uniform. Swarupa Bhak means Swarupam. It is having the uniform Swarupa. Example is what? Example is lamp. Is completely what? Light. Is completely Prakasha. Similarly, Jivātmā is, what kind of Swarup Shakti Jivātmā is having? Is nothing but the Jnana Shakti. Nothing but having the Jnana Shakti. And also other Shaktis also there. What are that? Ananda Shakti and bliss potency and so on. So this particle itself can experience, and also it can illuminate, and it can know others. Yasmat Swarupa Bhutayaiva Shaktya Tatha Prakashate Tasmat Eka Rupa Swarupa Bhaktvam Api Deepavat Eva. That means like lamp is having the uniform Swarupa. And this Jivātmā, when it will do the different types of the bhakti, that means Sakya, Dasya Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. So, type of the relationship you develop with the Paramatma, with the Lord, Bhagavan. Then Jivātmā is getting, based upon that bhakti, it is getting the manifesting the spiritual body. That body is not out of the Tarsha Shakti, no. That body is out of Antaranga Shakti of the Lord, Swarupa Shakti of the Lord, Bhakti Shakti of the Lord. And now that is having all the different faculties, spiritual mind, spiritual brain, spiritual everything, spiritual senses, all there. And now this Jivātmā is entering into those. And here it is covered with the bhakti, not with the avidya. And this will be using those senses to serve the Lord. And now this Jivātmā is, since it is covered with the bhakti, like this. Jivātmā is covered with what? With the bhakti. And because of this bhakti, the Jivātmā always identifies himself as what? Servant of the Lord. And now there are the spiritual senses and spiritual body. Now this Jivātmā is entering into the vrittis of the bhakti. And in the what sense? As a servant it is seeing, and it is using all these vrittis for the service of the Lord. It is using all this mind and body, everything, spiritual mind and body, everything for the serving the Lord, service of the Lord. That's why what? Jivātmā is Anuhu, which cannot be divided further. That means divide like that, divide, and if you come to the further undivisible, that particle is known as Jivātmā. That particle is having the Eka Rupa Swarupa Bhak, uniform Swarupa it is having. And that particle is having this kind of capacities, energies, which can illuminate himself, which can illuminate others, which can sees himself, which can sees others. It's clear, I think, for all of you. Next, Natma Jajana Ityadau Upalabdhi Matram Ityaneneva Uktam Matram Padam Tad Dharmanamapi Swarupa Anatiriktatvam Dhanayati. By Jivātmā is having the Gnana Shakti. We all said. But how you are saying, Venu Gopal, that Shaktis are Swarupa Shakti? Those all Shaktis are Swarupa Shakti, how you are saying? One may ask, these Shaktis are Swarupa Shakti, how, on what basis you are saying? Till now you accepted. I didn't give any proof, but you accepted. This Gnana Shakti Jivātmā is having, that is established anyway. That is established by what? Jivātmā is Ikshita, Jivātmā is Swadruk. Based upon these two words, you establish Jivātmā is having the Gnana Shakti. And but these Shaktis are Swarupa Shakti only. That Shaktis are Swarupa Shakti of that Jivātmā only, not from the outside of that Swarupa. How can you say this? This is being established by the Natma Jajanana Marishyati. This sloka you remember? When we use this to say Jivātmā is not just Gnana Matratmakaha. To say this we used. If you don't revise, you'll be confused. You may catch the essential points, but if you are asked to someone by someone to explain, then you cannot explain anything. You finally remember only the conclusions. But if you are being asked to establish anything, you will be feeling very difficulty, and also you cannot remember after some time. And you cannot feel interest to hear the lectures back also. Now only if you study Bhanu Maharaj books also there, and also various books are available on these translations. So you take those and you read, you understand, repeat, teach to someone. That's useful. Otherwise, definitely you will not hear the lectures back, such a big lectures. And definitely you cannot recall. And you will be ended with the only some few conclusions and little experience. Okay, nice, fine. And nothing is going to help you to further go into deep and so dwell into this and more. It will not happen. At least now you can hear back and you can write the notes yourself and refer to the books, and at least so try to make it comfortable yourself. Make yourself comfortable with this text and with these explanations. And once and twice, thrice you should go and try to see yourself you are able to reproduce or not. Then it will be helpful for you. Then that is learning. That is called as learning. One time of hearing is not learning. Okay, anyway, keep it that side. Now, what do we have to establish? Gnana Shakti of the Jivātmā is a Swarupa Shakti only. Those Shaktis are there in the Swarupa of that Jivātmā, not the outside of that Swarupa, of that Jivātmā. How to say? So, we already know Jivātmā is having the Gnana Shakti. So, that is, we established Jivātmā is not Gnana Matra Atmakaha. Jivātmā is having the not just consciousness without Shakti, but it is having the Shakti also. We established with the sloka Natma Jajana Namarishyati Nedate so Naikshiyate Savanavit Vevicharinamhi. By the word Savanavit, we established it is having the Gnana Shakti. Savanavit means is a seer, is a drashta of the all the subtle, all the body changes in the bodies. So without having the Shakti, how can be drashta? And also Vilakshanaha from that sloka also you can establish. Is a Ikshita and Swadruk based upon that also. And but how can you say these Shaktis are Swarupa Shakti? So these can be said, these Shaktis are said as Swarupa Shakti of that Jivātmā by using the word Matra. The word Matra in the Upalabdhi Matram Shabda. So in that the word Matra is there. Based upon this, you can say all these Shaktis are Swarupa Shakti. This one word Matra is establishing. So what we said in the first line of this sloka, we are saying, so Jivātmā is seer. That means he is having the Gnana Shakti. Otherwise, how we can see, how we can know? Seeing or knowing, I am using interchangingly here. So how it can know if without having the Gnana Shakti? That means it is having the Gnana Shakti. And how can you say it is a Swarupa Shakti? Because that Jivātmā is said as Upalabdhi Matram here said. This Matram is saying these Shaktis, whatever are there, those are not external. They are not different from that Jivātmā. They are that Jivātmā only. That means they are that Jivātmā. Those Shaktis are that Jivātmā only. Means those Shaktis are Swarupa Shakti. Then only you can say those are nothing but the Jivātmā only. Okay? So from this word Matram, we are establishing those Shaktis are Swarupa Shakti. All the qualities, whatever we see, Ananda and so, they are all Swarupa Shaktis of that Jivātmā. Here it is said, Natma Jajana Ityado. That means in this sloka, Upalabdhi Matram. In this word, Matram Padam is there. Matram Padam. What it is doing? Tad Dharmanam api Surupa Anatiriktatvam Dhanayati. So this Matra Padam is sounding what? all those dharmas, Gnana Shaktitvam and all of those dharmas are non-different from that Swarupa of that Jivātmā. So that means they are all Swarupa Shaktis. Clear? So atha Chetanatvam nama swasya chidrupatvepi anyasya dehadescha dehadehe chetaitrutvam deepadi prakashasya pakashaitrutva vat. So now what you have to understand, this Jivātmā is Swayam Chetana. Is Swayam what? Chetanam. Oh. Is consciousness, is Gnana Shakti, is Jivātmā himself is Gnana Shakti. And these Shaktis is spreading into the Deha, to the body, and making him as conscious, temporarily conscious. This, of course, the Achetana Padartha is now, because the Chetana is entering into this unconscious object, that means non-conscious object. And then if any thing is walking, ant is walking, then you'll immediately coming to know. How the way the lamp is illuminating various objects, the same way. So this, of course, Jivātmā is Chit, and this Chetana is spreading actually. Here main point what he is bringing, this Chetana you are saying is Anu, and also you are seeing the sensation in all the body. How it is possible? That is a question here now. You are saying these all Shaktis are there in the Swarupa of that particle. That means Gnana Shakti is there in the particle of that Jivātmā. So then how that particle is coming to know entire body? This is the question, na? So then further he is saying, so of course those Shaktis are Swarupa to that particle only, but they are spreading from, they are coming out from there and spreading entire the body, the way light is coming out and spreading. That lamp is this much, and light is coming out and spreading. Na? That light and is nothing but this light only. Na? The lamp is nothing but light. Is illuminating everywhere. Similarly, this. That's the point. Why he is saying you should may think it's very easy, but Acharyas take care every minute detail. Very specifically, they take care. They don't give any explanation roughly. So that's why he is giving that minute detail. When you said this Jivātmā is having the Gnana Shakti, and that is Swarupa Shakti, and Swarupa is what? Is infinitely small, uniform Swarupa, and that is a small particle, then how it is able to know entire body? This question will come or not. So for that he is answering actually. Vyaptashilatvam tadetat vilakshana ityado veva drishtantena tu prakashit chetritve hetu vyaptashilatvam udaharishyamani atma ityado Sri Prahlada vakya vyapaka ityanena. So vyaptashilatvam atisukshmataya sarvachetanantah praveshatva swabhavat pravesha swabhavatvam gnanamatrako nacha ityatra chidanandatmaka ityapu. You are going to see this is vyaptashilatvam is there. Is spreading like how the lamp is spreading. So okay, we'll see. We'll discuss tomorrow the remaining part. Today is the 10th. Okay, another 4-5 classes we'll take. Try to finish. Thank you very much. Any questions? Are you able to understand, you people? Everyone is getting something or trying to get. At least you are able to get something. Any questions? Trying to get what hard work you are doing, that will matters how much you are understanding. If you are not able to understand, one thing is teacher's fault, second thing is your hard work is fault. Teacher is not explaining properly, that can be the reason. Second thing is you are not doing any homework, you are not putting any efforts. How much you are putting, expecting that everything should come in the class, it's impossible actually. It will never come. Any subject will never come. At particularly this subject will never, not at all, it will come by just hearing one time. It's impossible. If you think you are getting, actually you are not getting. That is also true. Trying to get. So yeah, that's good. If you didn't get means that is also true. Trying to get means you didn't get, that is also true. You are getting means is not true actually. You didn't get anything. Whoever is thinking that I am getting and I got, actually he didn't get anything. And whoever is thinking that I am not getting and I am trying, and if they do hard work, and then they will get. Okay. Obviously, you will not get actually. That's the obvious thing. Because Lord, you have to contemplate so much on that, whatever is discussed till now, and connect everything inside to your existing knowledge. Connect, and also any misconceptions are there in your existing knowledge. You should remove those and keep this knowledge and adjust everything in a proper format. Like if you get the new material in your shop, and in the old shop is there, and some things are there which are for many days it is there and they are rotten or something is spoiled, and new material came, then what you will do? You will remove all the spoiled things and new material also. You keep appropriately. Wherever sugar is there, you'll keep the sugar there. Wherever the soaps are there, their soaps you keep. Wherever the surf is there, you'll keep surf there, and rice place. Like that, you'll be keeping everywhere. Na? Similarly, you are hearing lot of data. First of all, you should know what you are hearing clearly. And second thing is, you already developed some database, some knowledge base about the Jivātmā. Maybe in that some misconceptions are there. So those has to be removed. And after that, what are the points you are hearing that you have to keep in the existing knowledge database in appropriate place. You have to decorate it properly. Then, yes, then you can see immediately. If anyone asks, you will immediately bring out. If I ask, hey, bring me 1 kilo rice, then you'll immediately bring. Otherwise, if you messed up and if you keep whatever you heard like that, something you heard and kept, and if I ask to bring out, then everything is messed and you cannot bring it out. So that's a for that what it needs. Now you are just here, points are coming one by one. But those has to be properly kept in the existing database, knowledge base. And this knowledge is not material knowledge. This is spiritual knowledge actually. And this knowledge is very much helpful for the Jivātmā to develop the sambandha with the Lord. And to realize and also to establish sambandha with the Lord and to surrender to the Lord. It's useful. So that has to be done. I hope you all didn't get anything. So that you will do hard work. And I expect that feeling. Very good. Yeah. Thank you very much. Pradeep Kumar.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavats Pranam. Prabhu, you mentioned Ekarupa Swarupa of Jivātmā. It's a uniform Swarupa for all the Jivātmas. Then what is the actual form of the Jivātmā?
Uniform. Deepavat.
Yeah.
Like how the lamp is comprised of the light. Similarly, Jivātmā is comprised of Jnana-Shakti.
Okay. Prabhu, when the Jivātmā gets liberated and it goes to spiritual world, where there is no difference between body and the soul, so then how can we say spiritual senses, spiritual body, when everything is one?
But what I said, based upon the bhakti, it will be getting the spiritual body. You didn't hear that?
No, I had that relationship, Dasya, Saka, and all those Babas, so we get the
What
spiritual
it mean?
body.
Yeah, what it mean? Is getting spiritual.
It means, yeah. So the basic, it means that how we serve the Lord, depending on that type of body, we get those.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, but at the time, there is Atma and body remains same.
Why?
Because that's all Antaranga Shakti only. The body is also Antaranga Shakti. Even Jivātmā also Antaranga Shakti.
Who said? Jivātmā Tarsha Shakti.
No, but when it goes into Vaikuntha, it's not a marginal energy. It's only the internal potency of the Lord.
Why? Jivātmā is Jivātmā only, na?
Right now, Jivātmā has Antaranga Shakti and Bahiranga Shakti, so it becomes marginal energy. Because we have body as the Bahiranga Shakti and Atma as the Antaranga Shakti. So that's the reason we are called as Tadatha Shakti, if I am correct, if I understand.
I said like that?
No, you didn't say. No, the marginal energy is nothing but it's a combination of both external energy and internal energy.
Acha, I don't know. You heard this concept from where, I don't know. But I didn't say like that.
Yeah.
This is a Tarsha Shakti itself, is a Tarsha Shakti, is a Chetana. Is a Chit Padartha. Nowhere I mentioned till now, it's a combination of Bahiranga Shakti and Antaranga Shakti. Mixing of these two. It's not that. That's not the right concept.
Okay. But the Chit Shakti is, again, it becomes the internal potency.
Chit Shakti is, internal potency is also Chit Shakti, and Tarsha Shakti is also Chit Shakti. But it doesn't mean that they both are equal. No. Okay. This Chit Shakti can be covered by the avidya of the Maya, but that Chit Shakti cannot be covered by the avidya of the Maya.
Okay. So, but when the Jivātmā goes into Vaikuntha, at that time it has Chit Shakti, but it still has a spiritual body.
It gets the spiritual body through the Antaranga Shakti.
Okay.
Through Antaranga Shakti.
Okay, bro. Okay, understood. Okay. Second, one more question. When you mentioned that, that the Maya comprises of three gunas, that is Adhyatmam, Adhibhutam, and Adhidaivam.
Not three gunas. What you are given, I didn't say gunas. I said three divisions.
Three divisions.
Differences.
Three
differences.
Differences, yes, differences. There you mentioned that Adhyatmam, invisible particle in the eye, which gives the how exactly Adhibhutam can be seen.
I means E-Y-E, I. E-Y-E-I. Yeah. Okay.
Correct. But now, if you really look at the senses, suppose if someone is blind, then he'll have the perception to other senses? Or this is only for understanding?
Can you repeat, Prabhu?
See, question? When you said about the eye, E-Y-E, but suppose someone is blind, then will he get the perception through other senses about the Adhibhutam and Adhidaivam?
Remaining Adhyatmam is there, na? Even the skin is Adhyatmam, nose is Adhyatmam. In the nose also there is a small invisible particle is there, that is known as nose. And in the skin also there is small.
At that time, Adhidaivam, that sun's portion enters into the eyeball. No, if that portion will be absent in the.
For that, another demigod's portion will enter, na? For the eyes, the sun, and for the tongue, Varuna's portion will enter.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, good explanation, Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. What happened? Any questions? Sanjeev. For me, this is a revision of what I learned in my college days. And it has revived the knowledge gathered earlier. It is like clearing a dusty mirror once again. Thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful association and sharing. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Sanjeev, Prabhu. Needs to be treated and studied as proper academic course. Yes, yes, that is true. Very difficult to understand. Only going through this thing. So, in spite of your explanation, as you said, more and more. Yeah, more and more hearing. That is true, Prabhu. One thing is more and more hearing and take the book and also keep and study and teach. And definitely, I will say, na, I don't know, you are maybe very brilliant also. But for an average student, I can say, in the case of average student, so we are all average students, most of us. Yeah. So of course, I'm also. So we feel we get at least maybe 40-60% initially. Like you see, now our Pradeep Kumar Prabhu, that means it's not his fault actually. Whatever he heard, sometimes maybe some that means because of our fault only we might have mistakenly understood something. So then that is the thing actually that has to be understood that, oh, I have mistaken understanding and now this is the right understanding, and leaving that. Sometimes we have a lot of attachment for that also, some mistakes also we don't know mistakes also, and we don't recognize that as a mistake, and we keep on learning and try to adjust this with that, and then we feel some confusion and then we'll skip it. So many things happens. So that's why peacefully you should hear what he said and also recall what you already know, and then see what is the difference, and then whatever the changes are there, and accordingly you should clean the things and keep. This has to happen. So for that, you need lot of peace of mind. You need lot of in the mode of goodness. You should not be so agitated with the past and ignorance. Hey, this, that, and this work and that work. If you keep so many 100 things on your head, then and your consciousness is distributed and your attention is distributed for all those things, then it's very difficult to catch the subject actually. It will feel very difficult actually. And like this, you will not learn peacefully. So that's why Prabhupada says everyone should read at least 5 hours in a day. 5 hours. And also work for the 5 hours service. His demand is very much. So yeah, please do exercise. So for this, what is the practical implementation? Here once again, write the notes and read the book and then teach. Then while teaching, you will come to know originally how much you know. Your originality you will know. Otherwise, you will be once again your mode of ignorance will illusion you. So what you know everything like that conception it will bring out, and then you have to remove that also. You will really test yourself when you teach to someone. Then you will understand, hey, this is the lacking. Then let me explain once again, and let me hear again, and let me revise the things. So this should happen. Sudhanshu Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Pranam.
Prabhu, just want to confirm. While we study this, while you teach, it seems many concepts are repeating. Same concept are repeating.
Because he himself is repeating. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, is it right or because what happens like the concept to this three concept. I think it again and again came in the class, and similarly this this Atma is so that concept
voice is breaking.
Many times.
Voice is breaking, Prabhu. Can you come to the proper signal place?
Prabhu, like this Atma is Swayam Prakasha. This concept is repeating again and again, Prabhu?
Repeating, but subtle points is establishing. So Vilakshana, Natma, Jajana, these two things once again we are taking. And today what we established? We established one point is the Shaktis are Sarupa Shakti. That was not established in the previously. And also today what we established? This is soul is entirely different from the Maya. So, and whatever in the day-to-day experience you think that what is soul? If you ask what is the function of the soul and what is the function of the Maya, you cannot elaborately explain, but that he explained today. So he is saying this Adhyatma, Adidaiva, Adibhuta, and these are created by the Maya, and whatever is there, and the remaining thing is apart from these three, independently, one thing is there, that is the Atma. So that's why until unless if you go deeply, you feel everything has already repeated and everything is heard like that. But inside, many minute points are there actually. And today is also saying this is Chet Sarupa, Ekarupa Sarup Bhaktvam. This is established point, new point. This is.
Yes, this is
If-
our new point.
Yeah.
This
So
simply point.
very, very subtle. Jiva Goswami is a brilliant, super brilliant person. And if we don't keep, that means the rapt attention, and we think that everything is repeated. But what he is establishing scrutinizingly, we should hear, and that you should catch. So that's what I'm saying. If we don't repeat and hear deeply once again, everything is looking the same, and you will be remembering few conclusions. But whenever anyone asks, then you are not able to establish. Another thing is you will forget those also after a few times. But primary conclusions you may not forget, like Ekarupa Sarup Bhaktvam and Gnana Shakti Sarup Shakti and Jivātmā is having the Chaitanya, but is nothing but Chetana. And such a points you will be remembering. But if anyone asks, then how to explain and how to establish. And this material, now you may remember this also. This like Sukham, Dukkham, Ichcha, Dvesha, all these qualities are belong to the Antakarana only. These are the Vrittis. These concepts you may remember. But many subtle, you cannot establish. That is a saying I'm saying. You cannot establish those points based upon the Bhagavatam. Everything is establishing based upon the Bhagavatam only, na?
Yes, bro. So we have to go to those, like you quote verses of Bhagavatam. So we have to read all these verses also, na Prabhu, for that where it is written.
Yes. Read verses, and with the help of Krama Sandarbha, with the help of this, and Tattva Sandarbha also it is explained. And read those and try to see the way he is establishing the point. What point he is establishing, that you have to see. Ekarupa Sarup Bhaktam, how you can establish? Today we have seen. Then Matra Pada is there. And these having the, and then for and Shakti, how can you establish it is having the Shakti? Savanavit is there. Based upon that, or otherwise Ikshita and Swadruk. And in yesterday's class, what we established? In yesterday's class, what we established? Tell me.
Yesterday's class, so have to see actually make notes, Prabhu, forget it.
Yes. So we are seeing so many, that means points, very, very subtle points. If you don't remember, or if you don't revise, and if you don't teach to others, if you don't hear 2-3 times, very soon samskaras are very, very light, and very soon you will forget everything. Yeah.
Yesterday, Prabhu, you 1 minute, 9th class. Yesterday, Prabhu, you told that this pot concept, pot, lamp, and Atma, how it is different. So in that you told that pot is neither illuminate others, nor it is self-illuminating. Atma and lamp is quite similar, but in case of lamp, it is, since it is not cheap, so even it is illuminating for others, not for himself. But Atma is illuminating itself and others, and he knows also, and it is illuminating for himself.
It is knowing other things and also is knowing himself. That's why here Swasmai Swayam Prakasha. This is being established.
Yes.
Swasmai.
In case of lamp, it is Parasmai.
In the case of Parasmai, for others, it is illuminating himself and it is illuminating others. It is Swayam Prakasha and also it is Paraprakasha. For whose sake? For others' sake. But in the case of soul, no. This is Swasmai Swayam Prakash. This is the turning point. This is a very important point. We say Atma is Swayam Prakasha, but the word Swasmai is very tactive, very nicely it is given by the our Jivātmā Muni, and that is establishing that this Atma himself is knowing. That is means what? To know Atma, is it need any senses and other things? It doesn't need any senses. It doesn't need any mind. But a regular practice is what? If you want to know any object, we feel that there is a need of mind and this and that. But to know Atma to himself, is it need anything? No. now we are breaking some misconception here. Whatever previously we have misconception that to know Atma himself also it needs the senses and mind. But we established today Adibhutam, Adidaivam, Adhyatma is created by the Maya, and these are all mutually they establish themselves, but Atma is established by himself, and that means Atma knows by himself. Atma doesn't need any other things. So this is a very minute point. And if you don't catch this, if you don't remember, then gone. It will go after the 2-3 days. It will not be there. You cannot catch also. You not come to the close also.
So Paramatma is the Swarup of Jivātmā. This concept.
And this is also very important concept. So you may say Paramatma is helping Jivātmā to know the things. Then that's why Paramatma is illuminating the Jivātmā. So that's why Paramatma is. So Jivātmā is knowing other things. Or Jivātmā is illuminating. So like this is also like the pot. Pot is illuminated by the lamp. Similarly, Paramatma is illuminating the Jivātmā, and then you can say Jivātmā is also Paraprakasha. Paraprakasha, that means who is illuminated by others. But we are breaking that ideology. Yes, it's not correct. Yes. Like this. मोटा मोटी जान अलग होता है, बारीक से जान अलग होता है. बारीक से जानने के लिए काफी एक्सरसाइज करना पड़ता है और याद रखने के लिए और भी करना पड़ता है.
And for the words you use, like today you told this that at the point of at the invisible there is some point at I, which is actually I sense, na bro?
EYEI. Yes, I am writing yes, also, yes. EYEI.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it is I. Yes. So, but
all the senses are known as Adhyatmam.
But in Bhagavad Gita it is different, na bro?
No, Bhagavad Gita also same. In the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, we get Adhyatmam, Adidaivam, Adibhutam, Brahma. Everything he explains.
Okay. But it seems little different.
No. Also he explains karma. You are there in that class, in the Bhakti Shastri. I remember.
You did not teach Bhakti Shastri class.
For you, you are not there. Okay, you are in the nectar of devotion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is Adhyatma means it is like delta. Adhyatma means like
no, same. Himself. Everywhere it is same concept. Adhyatma, Adidaivam, Adibhutam are created by the Maya. They are all the differences. In the creation of the Maya, there are differences. Okay. If Maya creation, you can divide into these three. Nothing else is there. So that's why Shastra is very scrutinizingly it is analyzing this creation. Scientists they also analyze, but they skip out so many things. As per current research and understanding on the Prakriti, they do some research and they conclude something. But Shastra is knowing completely the whole creation, because from the Veda only a whole creation came, and it knows everything, and it is dealing the every aspect. And it is, if Shastra is classifying, categorizing, means it will not skipping anything. Perfect classification. So now scientists, how will they reach the particle I? That means I-ness, that means ahankar, I, self. So to reach to the self, how much research they should do? How many things they should? They are always bewildered. And this may be the I, this may be the I. I means here I means I. EFGH, IJK, I. This I am saying, I. Not EYE, I. So to come to the I-ness, they need lot of elimination. And for that, they need to do so much research. They cannot come also. It's not so easy for them. But if they come to the mode of goodness, then they can come. Anyway, Swarup Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dhanwas Prabhu. What I have gathered, category 1 Jivātmas, they are also Tatastha Shakti.
Yes.
And that means they have a potency to be covered by avidya. So what happens when they are covered by avidya? Category
Why
1.
They will cover? Why they will be covered? When avidya will cover? When? when Jivātmā will be covered by avidya. What I said?
When Jivātmā will be covered by avidya.
When?
When?
In what
When they
situation?
are under the influence of Maya.
Are Jiva is covered by avidya means is they are in the influence of Maya. You are saying same thing. But when it will happen? For whom it will happen? With Jiva.
It is understood for category 2 it is happening.
Why? Okay, you revise it and ask me the question. Okay? Hear the class again.
Yeah.
You have to
Another
hear class
question,
again.
Prabhuji.
Yes,
I have
yes.
not understood what is this particle of
Anu.
sense.
We said na Anuhu. Bhagavad Gita also says what Jivātmā is Anuhu. So look here, Jamatrumani what he is telling, and also Bhagavatam what he is telling, Jivātmā is Anu. You remember? That's a particle.
All right. Correct.
But I will ask tomorrow. You should come with the proper question. What I asked, you should tell me. Why the Jivātmā, just Jivātmā being Tatastha Shakti, Maya is covering? Then in that case, then Maya should cover the category 1 also. But what is the special condition? So to Maya to cover the Jiva? That you have to answer. I will ask you. Okay? Because that is expected, na? You are hearing, you are my student. Then from student also, teacher should demand. Otherwise, students will become so. That means easy going of learning will not work. Yes. Yes or no?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Radhika. Students also has to work hard. Then only is a churning, like 2 aranis. So there are 2 rocks to grind the grains. You need the 2 rocks. Then only there is flour will be coming out from the grains. Similarly, student and teacher both has to work hard. Both has to work hard to get the knowledge, to transfer the knowledge. Teacher should not be lazy to explain. And so casually they explain without taking effort. Then students will struggle. Sincere students are there, so many students. They want to learn. They came. Why they came? They registered and they came. Why? They don't have time pass for the time pass. No, it's very, very valuable time. 6:30 to 8 is the most important time actually. But still they are giving that time and coming means how teacher should be serious. He has to give the very substantial thing to them. And the teacher also leaving his very important time 6:30 to 8 and giving for the students, and students also very serious actually. Very serious to learn. And they should give high importance for this in at least for this period of time, maybe 15 days, 20 days. And they should also hear again, write notes and feel that means, yes, I have to learn everything. I should not skip. That fear should be there. They should feel this is very important. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Radhika here. Thank you so much. Dandavat Pranam. Your sessions are excellent, extremely clear, but unfortunately my knowledge is very low, so I have to revise. My 2 doubts which I have is not about the subject, Prabhu, about help in taking this forward. I'm thinking of starting from your first lesson. Now, if I have doubts during the class, I can ask you, but I think I won't be able to cover the last 10 sessions within the next 5 days. So is there any way I can write to you when I have doubts? And
now you can send voice message.
To where? Your number, Prabhu?
Yeah.
You
please.
have the number. It's there in the group.
Yeah, I'm also one of the admin of that group.
Sure, Prabhu.
One is Adokshar and mine. Yeah.
Sure,
if you are there in our group, so you can see there.
Yes, I'm there. The Jivātmā group. Yes. And one more doubt which I'm stuck is when you are explaining the shlokas, I don't understand. I don't know Sanskrit. So you are showing Sanskrit notes. So I'm only going by what you're reading, and obviously memory is stuck. So is there English translation of that also, Prabhu, or is there any?
Bhanu Maharaj Paramatma Sandarbha book you can take.
Banu Maharaj,
No.
oh, that is the one we are, that is the one which is the Sanskrit part you're showing. Okay.
No. You can get the English translation of each. But if you read the Prabhupada translation, absolutely it may not match, because Prabhupada gave the sloka translations based upon various acharyas, Veera Raghavacharya, Sridhar Swami, Vishwanath Thakur, and Jiva Goswami. So, like this, many acharyas he is referring, and sometimes half sloka based upon this acharya and half sloka by that, and other this sloka is the next sloka is by the Jiva Goswami, next sloka by the Vishwanath. So that's why his translations. So then every acharya is not giving the same meaning. Every acharya for each sloka giving the same sloka can be used to establish the another axioms of our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, or otherwise their philosophy. So that's why you'll be seeing the differences. So that's why if you take the Prabhupada translation of this sloka, you may not see the completely as it is I am explaining. But if you go for the particularly, so Krama Sandarbha, or otherwise that means Banu Maharaj Paramatma Sandarbha translation, then you can get.
Krama Sandarbha, that we have to buy, or you have a soft copy which can be used, Prabhu?
You should buy.
From, okay, that will do. Krama Sandarbha or Banu Maharaj Paramatma Sandarbha?
No, not Krama Sandarbha. Paramatma Sandarbha you can buy.
Paramatma Sandarbha. Sure, Prabhu. Yeah, sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, any other lecture to refer? Where do we get that lecture, Prabhu? All this is in YouTube, which you are posting here. But you always tell that my previous lecture. So where do we source that lecture, Prabhu?
That is in Golokvani, the same channel. If you click the channel, these lectures all are uploaded in the Golokvani, and there you have the Tattva Sandarbha lectures also, and that means what I am explaining. Sometimes I am referring from Tattva Sandarbha. If you want to hear, here also I explain, and the Tattva Sandarbha lectures also there, and I said example Advaitins how they are having the concept of Ishvara and so on. So if you want to know more, Tattva Sandarbha lectures already there in that same channel. You can go and you can see there also. So like this, everything is in that channel, Maharaj.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And thank you so much for your patience, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Akshay, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Oh, you are agitated. Okay, no problem. Tell me.
Glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, sir.
So, Prabhu, actually, from our beginning of a study in Krishna consciousness, we have just a small idea of all those concepts. And in our previous life, in our material life, in the schools, we didn't have the methodology to learn what all those spiritual topics. And yourself, I suppose, to get your PhD, you had also a special methodology to approach all those topics. So for us now, for the time to come and to grab all these concepts, what will be the best way to approach and to have this methodology to approach all those concepts? Where we can find it, where we can find this methodology?
I'm trying to understand your question more clearly. So, yeah, and you want to say that. So, how to, that means, follow, that means this kind of methodology, that means what the way I am teaching. So I'm not saying that everyone should read this Sanskrit. That is not really needed also. Whatever is actually is just practice actually, Prabhu. Many times we don't do practice, and that's why we think that maybe some special thing is needed and maybe some different approaches are needed. But just if you repeat for one or twice of the same lecture, advantage of this is what? Previously we don't have chance to hear this teacher's lecture again, and previously we don't have the board actually. Whatever written in the board, it will not be recorded. But now, because of the technology, whatever it's some fortune actually, some good thing happened, everything is recorded. And also we are writing everything on the book and paper, and also repeating. And it is recorded and given to you. this recording is a really boon actually. It was not there. See, you are seeing the negative side. It is because you are in the materialistic life, you didn't learn and didn't have this kind of exposure actually. So learning in this way, that's true, I accept. But now because of change of the time, you got the advantage also. What is that? Teacher's explanation with the written class notes and written in the board, everything is recorded visually it is in front of you. Why don't you cash this advantage actually and sit and peacefully try to hear? But because of these some other problems, because of age, because the capacity of remembering it will go down. But don't worry for that. So 1-2 times, if you try, once if you come to the track actually, maybe 1-2 courses you feel struggle. After that, you will be coming to the track. And after 1-2 years, 3 years, you will be catching. You will be easily feeling. That means, yes, this is convenient and I can. And many things, many concepts are being repeated with some little extra details. So that's why only thing is take the advantage of recordings, video recordings, and peacefully sit and but one thing is needed. As much as we do strong sadhana, it will be definitely helpful. If we are not affected by the passion and ignorance, and if we have the practice of giving at least solid 2 hours without any disturbances, sitting and hearing and absorbing and observing, and this practice if you do, so then everything will come, everything you will learn. But if we are having so many other businesses, then it will become very difficult because we are deviated and our attention goes here and there, then we cannot learn actually. That's why to come out from the influence of passion and ignorance, sadhana, strong sadhana, if we keep and proper systematic sadhana, that will help a lot. For outside people, it's very difficult to learn these subjects in this old age. But for the practitioners, devotees, it's quite easy because they are practicing devotion that eliminates the passion and ignorance, and that will further fetches them to understand about the Lord and about the self more clearly. That is the outcome of the bhakti. Bhakti will do klesha agni, means all the kleshas are removed. So that means sins are removed. It will be cleared heart. So then we can clearly see our position and Lord's position so nicely and understand the meanings said by the acharyas, commentaries given by the acharyas more clearly. That will help us to relish Bhagavatam more. And that is a devotion, further devotion.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Akshay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Jivātmā. Thank you for such classes, Prabhuji. I'm saying that like right now, today's class, some of it also went like above my head. So I have also started revising previous classes, and currently I'm at second. So my first question is that when I'm again reviewing the recordings, what should be the method to revisit the videos, and how should I do it?
Actually, some devotees, I am seeing a great difference. They were, when came to our classes, they felt little difficulty. What they used to do, their approach, they used to spend really for a solid time for each lecture, 4 hours, 5 hours also. So some are writing, transcribing, and not for my purpose, at least for their purpose also. Transcribing and transcribing means at least they are taking the notes to not to miss any point. Taking the notes, and then what? Focus will be more. But if we hear without attention, if we miss one point, then once again same thing happen. First time hearing what kind of that means missing of points are there, same will be there. So that's why when you, at least while hearing the recording, you try to take the clear notes, and if wherever you are not able to hear, just go back, rewind it, and hear again. But that cannot happen in the live class when you are sitting in front of me. That's not possible. Because if you are not able to hear, then gone. But when you are hearing the record, you have a lot of advantage actually. You can make everything to be repeated at least 5 times also. And so that's why taking every point clearly, if you do practice of this for 4 or 5 lectures, then you will be coming down yourself to understand these classes. Then once you are got habituated, even if you don't take notes, then you are tuned to that pace of the speaker, and that style of the speaker, and that presentation of the speaker. Then it will become very easy. Then you started grasping all the points. So that's why initially you try with the noting the points, and you can, when you try to note the points and you are missing, then you will rewinding. There you need the goodness. Patience is the symptom of goodness. That patience is needed. That habit you should make. Then you started getting the things, and then you can explain to others. Then you can see how your understanding is going. You take 1 or 2 students who are not so, that means learn. If too much learn means they will be putting 100 questions and they will discourage you. Take some students and practice with them while teaching. Then it will be easy.
Okay. And Prabhuji, so like I have not completed reading Bhagavad Gita. So is it a prerequisite to visit these recording, or I can also parallelly continue with that?
Not really so much, but that definitely will help by reading the Bhagavad Gita. But this is a concept we are explaining based upon the direct text actually, and we are giving the up and down all knowledge also. But definitely, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, and if you have good experience of reading the Prabhupada books, that definitely will help. Difference will be there. No, I cannot. Definitely, there is no doubt in that. But if you are hearing directly, then you will be having some struggle.
Okay. And Prabhuji, so this we are, I am just in second category of the Jiva.
We are all, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first category who are there, who are blessed by
Garuda.
Antaranga Shakti.
Yes.
So there are some pastimes where the first category also are bewildered by Maya. Or
No, they will never be bewildered, because what is the reason? Tadiya Jnana Bhava. They are by nature Swabhavatah Tadiya Jnana. They have by nature the knowledge about the Lord. So that's why Maya cannot attack them. Okay.
Probably there are some pastimes for like Narad Muni and some other. So what is that? Is it just for the
That is
sake
not
of
out of
pastime to
Maya.
make us understand?
That is not out of Maya. That is the out of the Antaranga Shakti.
Oh, okay, okay. And Prabhuji, what is when we say tattva, Atma tattva, Jeev tattva, what is the
Can you speak
basic
clearly
meaning of
and
tattva?
loudly? Can you
Yes,
speak? Yes, please. What you are asking? Hello. Hare Krishna. Bhai. Now we are not able to hear completely. Hare
yes,
Krishna.
Prabhuji, am I audible now?
Yeah, please.
So when we are saying tattva, Atma tattva, Jeev tattva, what is the basic meaning
No,
of
no,
this
can you
word
speak
tattva?
clearly, Prabhu? You are, I forgot actually. Clearly, Tattva, you are saying next.
Yes, so when we speak of tattva, Atma tattva, Jiva tattva,
Ah.
what is the basic meaning of this word tattva? If I have to explain anyone tattva, what is this meaning of tattva?
Tattvam means, Tat means that, and thatness is known as Tattvam. Atma Tattvam means the Atma Tattvam means the ness. Like Manushya, what is there in that? Manushyatvam is there, na? Tvam. Tvam means, Manushya means what? Human. And Manushyatvam means what? Humanness. Like salt is there. What it is having salt? Saltiness. Ness ko tom bolte hain. Tom we attach to anything to indicate the ness. Understood? That means that one. That's ness is known as tattvam.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Rameshwari Mata.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So my question is regarding the out of body experience that many people say they have.
Mataji, I discussed this matter.
Okay.
In previous.
Sorry.
Namata.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam.
Prabhuji, the covering of Jivātmā with Vidya and Vidya, which is from Maya, which is from timeless, limitless, gifted to the Jivātmā from the beginningless. So how can we this relate to karma? Because my understanding here is why the intelligence is limited to understand or grasp things faster or keep it in mind for a longer time. So there is certain intelligence which is also Maya, which is a product of mind and Maya. So how can we relate this to karma or how it is? How can we see this?
Karma is also without beginning. Okay. Avidya is covering Jivātmā. So that Jivātmā is kept in a cave, dark cave. So Jivātmā is not knowing himself, I am soul. This is not happening.
Yes.
Without beginning, karma is also there. There is no beginning, we say.
Yes.
So that karma is accompanied with this Jivātmā, along with the avidya. Based upon that karma, while it is entering into the Brahmanda from the Karnanosaya Vishnu, so Lord is giving, Brahmaji is giving the portion of the intelligence, portion of the ego, portion of the mind, and also similarly, portions of Pancha Mahabhutas from that physical body is created.
Yes.
From when it is beginning, no beginning, gone. We should not discuss further there. Yes. Because Shastra is saying this much only, na? Axioms are there this much only. Then we cannot use our intelligence to dig, because already we established Anumana Pramana is not superior to the Sabda Pramana. Anumana, that already we did in the Tattva Sandarbha. Shastra Pramana course, you were there?
Yes, I was there, yes.
Then already, what is the value of intelligence we done?
Yes. But still, Prabhuji, we can rely on Shabda Praman. That is very clear. The Pramanas are very clear. But we need certain intelligence to understand these things also.
That's right.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. So that is from karma. That I'll get gift from the karmas, from my previous births.
Yeah, the amount of intelligence we get from the karma. And so now this intelligence is that means is fed with the information from the Shastra. Okay.
Yes.
Now we are feeding that intelligence with the information from the Shastra. And how much it should get, how much it should understand, who will decide the amount of the Guru Krupa and the Sadhu Krupa, all also work here.
Okay. So this will lead to Vidya.
This will lead to the, so Vidya is different. Vidya is also out of Maya. So that Vidya is different, and this is the Bhagavad Vidya. Bhagavad Gnanam. This Vidya is even further, top of that. So this top one. One is getting the faith and understanding is because of, yes, karma. That means previously how much sadhana he did. how much he did, that also makes, and the present amount of intelligence, and on top of that, Guru Krupa, many factors play role actually.
A lot of things are accountable. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Guru Krupa means if teacher is so patiently explaining every detail and making feed, that is nothing but what is mercy actually. He is taking pain for the students' sake. And so some teachers, they are not simply going like that.
Yes.
So they are not giving it, they don't want to give any Krupa. You cannot demand.
Yes. So we should be Patra also.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Lakshmi Singh.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam.
Pranam.
Prabhuji, my question is not related to today's topic. Can I ask that question? Not
About
related. About this, Prabhuji, the question is like Nitya Baddha and Nitya Mukta, like. So is when we say that a person is, transcends this material world and goes to Goloka, then that Nitya Baddha is kind of transformed to Nitya Mukta, or he will remain Nitya Baddha? Because you gave example of Nitya Mukta like Garud, etc. But is it possible for a Nitya Baddha to be transformed into Nitya Mukta sometimes, or he will remain Nitya Baddha only?
So now this Jivātmā is, by the mercy of the association of the Vaishnavas, it is getting the Bhagavad Gnana. Yes?
Correct.
It's getting the Bhagavad. And based upon that, it is practicing the Bhagavad Bhaktimaya Sarira. Is getting spiritual body. Jivātmā gets spiritual body. So once if it getting spiritual body, Yatkatva Nanavartante Tadhamam Paramam, then you will never come back. Because in the spiritual world there is no Maya. So Nayatra Maya Kimutapa, and there is no influence of time. We said already this. The Kshemam, to establish second category of Jivas. First category of Jivas, we established the Tripad Vibhuti, if you remember.
Yes.
So there is no influence of time and there is no influence of Maya also. So when it is with the Bhagavad Gnanam, so then it will not attacked by the Maya. So then it eternally is liberated.
So that means that concept is only for the material world, Nitya Baddha and Nitya Mukta.
Yeah, in the spiritual world, all are liberated.
All are liberated. Now, Prabhuji, one more thing is, sometimes some people say, for example, I want to understand, for example, we are understanding the Shastrika Gyan. It will come under Sarupa Siddha Bhakti or Sangha Siddha Bhakti? It will come under
Comes under because every topic is telling about Krishna only, na? Every topic, whatever we talk, is now we are establishing Jivātmā is having the uniform Sarupa. Eka Rupa Sarupa. So this is ultimately without remembering Krishna, we are not doing this. Every minute we are referring this every Jivātmā as the energy of the Lord, Paramatma. So this is, every topic is connected to him directly. Every word is.
So this
Swarupa
Siddha Bhakti. So because sometimes, some senior devotees say, what is the need of reading so much of Shastras, and you can, at the same time, you can spend time on, chanting the holy name. So you are unnecessarily getting. So senior devotees say this much.
You know, the 64 limbs of the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. What are the 5? Last 5. Archa Vigraha,
Yes.
Nama Sankirtanam, Bhagavata,
Yes, Bhagavad, studying Bhagavatam.
Studying Bhagavatam. Fourth one is Mathura Vas.
Dhambas, yes.
And one more thing is what? Is missing. Associating sadhus.
Yes, yes, correct.
So every sloka, Na Atma Jajana, Vilakshano, these slokas are from where? From the Bhagavatam only, no?
Yes, correct.
We are too easy discussing anything out of the Bhagavatam.
Yes.
It's completely Bhagavatam.
Sometimes we cannot answer them, directly. They might feel offended. So I don't answer, but just to have a clarity on this issue, I discussed it. Thank you so much.
That's good.
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much for everyone. So for hearing patiently, and we will meet again tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Anantakoti Vaishnava